What's up, y'all? So, I want to talk about if you want to build an online business, I want to talk to you about doing things the old fashioned way. I just wrote a post on LinkedIn about this. It's really short, so I'll just read it to set the tone. So, sometimes old school works best. Everyone wants shiny strategies, but I've found these things still work. Cold calling, writing without AI, networking in person, manually checking in on clients, judging success by profit, not impressions, caring about repeat customers, not follower count, building slowly instead of always chasing viral moments. I didn't learn any of this through a course or mentor. I learned it by watching one shiny strategy after another fail me. I chased viral moments, started losing my core messages and values over time. I only networked online, made fewer connections than I did in person. I worried about follower count, neglected the relationships I already had. Each shiny strategy taught me that the basics are better. Most people take a superficial approach online because they feel like they can cut corners when things happen behind a screen. But value is value. It shows when you cut corners, especially when you're working with human beings. This is exactly what I tell the advisors I work with when we build their online presence. It's helped them build trust and strengthen their personal brand. So you don't need to follow every strategy you see out there. Most people overcomplicate things just to make their content sound different and to say something new. But overcomplicating things hurts both you and your clients down the road. Stick to the old-fashioned way of doing things. So if you've been building a business online, or if you've been just even just thinking about it, honestly, I think that the most important thing that you could do is not to follow every single strategy that you see out there. Like when it comes to funnels, when it comes to email courses, when it comes to products and services, how to build an audience, how to build a personal brand, all of these things are only things that are going to hurt you down the road because you're not really learning actual business concepts, and instead you're learning how to make things sort of, I don't know, just more superficial. It isn't, for me at least, I personally don't think that it feels right to all right, so the video cut off, but I don't think it's right to kind of just focus on strategies that are just really not ultimately getting you that real business kind of flow going on. I don't know, I think that, I don't know, for example, all the AI stuff, yes, okay, you can use AI to do your captions and your articles and your posts and everything like that, but what are you really learning? Are you just learning how to copy and paste? Or are you actually learning how to build an actual business? You know what I'm trying to say? Your business should be built in your mind, not by you copying and pasting things for the sake of engagement. Which, by the way, not only does that hurt you down the road when it comes to you being able to naturally on your own think about a business, but it also hurts your engagement because algorithms can tell when you use AI, which isn't really that doesn't really matter. I feel what matters most is the fact that you're not even understanding those business concepts if you're not actually putting in the work. Don't get me wrong, I use AI sometimes, but just to edit and stuff like that. It's not to generate a whole post or anything like that. It's becoming easier and easier for people to spot when you're using AI in the first place. But anyways, that's a small segment of what I mean when I say go back to the old basics and the old-fashioned, old-school ways of building a business online, stuff like that, or just building a business in general. Because think about it, for example, if theoretically in the future you're I don't know, it's the apocalypse, and for some reason where you are they're telling you build a business right now from your mind, are you going to be able to do that? You know what I'm trying to say? So things like that, right? I don't know, network in person, for example. Don't just network online. Network with people, with actual entrepreneurs, not just with people online. You know what I mean? And take the time to really iron out the thoughts in your mind when it comes to building a business. I understand that sure, just give me the strategy, I want to build the business, but you have to become the person that is an entrepreneur if you're really going to be an entrepreneur. Otherwise, you're just somebody online copying and pasting templates and regurgitating the same information and you're not going to build anything sustainable in the long run. Also, like, I think that like online business and digital business is obviously like something that's like booming right now, but like you also want to have your own business like in person as well. Because yes, the digital space is awesome, and like, don't get me wrong, I mean, you can have a digital business for like years and years and years, but you don't know, like, for example, when a platform is going to die. You don't know when a platform is going to just shut off and like not be able, dude, like everyone, like every platform gets sued all the time. Like, platforms are owned by the shareholders, and they're always going through lawsuits like X and like all that stuff. And so it's like, you know, obviously building a business online is a real thing. It's obviously a real business, but like you also want to have something online in the future. I'm not saying you have to do two things at once, like online business and in-person business. My point is, you build something online to, I don't know, build an audience, the email list, get the capital, learn, like meet new people, and then also eventually build offline too. Like, I don't know, you can start your own gym, you can start your own other company that's in person, because one thing will never go away. We are human beings, and you have to learn how to interact with human beings. Don't cut corners just because you're building a business online. People can tell when you're being kind of sleazy. Like, really have your heart in it. Like, dude, girl, dude, woman, man, have your heart in it, because that is what matters the most. While all these people, you think that they're getting ahead with AI, you have no idea that if you just use your brain and you just actually focus on building a business from the muscle, you're going to be so much better off. Not even in terms of like, oh, I'm better than you or whatever, but just genuinely you just are, for yourself and your own life, for how you're competing with yourself and the past version of you that God wants you to release so that he can help you step into this next version and next season in life. God's telling you, just do it from the muscle. Just do it from like, you do it. Like, don't rely on anything, anyone else. Just rely on God. And honestly, it is that serious. Like, it really is. Like, you should be just doing things like on your own. And when I say that, I don't mean like you shouldn't have a support system, but like have this sort of thing about you where it's like you are willing to put in the work and you don't have to wait for someone or something else to help you do that. Like, you just take that self-initiative, you're a self-starter, and you like just do things. And that means like writing the posts from your brain. That means like you figuring out the strategies on your own. Use ChatGPT if you want, that's fine. I'm not saying like completely stop using that, but my point is 90% of the time, just use your brain and like you do stuff on your own, you know what I mean? So my point with this video was like the old fashioned ways of doing things, like networking in person, really like, you know, cold calling, building an email list, and you know, focusing on like quality for your customers instead of focusing on like follower or subscriber count. Like, for example, you're gonna run a business with 100 subscribers versus 1,000 subscribers, because if each of those 100 subscribers really knows you on an individual basis and they trust you and you really help them a lot, that is a better business than someone that is just attracting a lot of subscribers, like, and they're just focused on the number. They're not even focused on like helping them, those 1,000 subscribers. You know what I'm trying to say? So let me know if this resonated or not, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Ciao.